Parliament is now open. King Charles gave his throne speech today, setting the tone of what's to come, giving little jabs at the current political climate. Now look, I'm not a monarchist by any stretch. Not a great history. I can appreciate that we are part of the Commonwealth, and I can appreciate why Mark Carney wanted Charles to come and give a little throne speech. We haven't had a monarch do that since 1977. It's to send a message to the Orange Blob. Canada's not alone. We have family. I'm going to run down some of the high points. Now, with an event like this, a lot of people are invited to attend. Past governor generals, past prime ministers. You got Mila Mulrooney there, Stephen Harper and Kim Campbell. I still feel bad. Kim got screwed. And Justin and his mama. Wab Kinew was there, as was Susan Holt. They had drum players this morning. That amazing girl. That was Wab's face when she was playing. And then the king and queen did a little tour, shaking hands, saying hi to people. Charles had just finished talking to Mila Mulrooney. Now he's saying hi to Meg. She's just tickled. It's the cutest thing. You know they partied back in the day. And then he goes on to say hello to Justin. I miss that face. But let's get to the throne speech. Now, as part of the throne speech, it's kind of a two-parter. There's a second part. It's basically Canada's speech on what the current government plans on doing, things they're going to accomplish, the direction of the country. But the first part comes from Charles, or whoever writes it. But Charles has final say. You're not going to read something he doesn't believe in. So what he's saying, he believes. Let's just take a look.
Honourable Senators, members of the House of Commons, it is with a deep sense of pride and pleasure that my wife and I join you here today as we witness Canadians coming together in a renewed sense of national pride, unity and hope. I would like to acknowledge that we are gathered on the unceded territory of the Algonquin and Anishinaabe people. This land acknowledgement is a recognition of shared history as a nation, while continuing to deepen my own understanding. It is my great hope that in each of your communities and collectively as a country, a path is found toward truth and reconciliation in both word and deed. This is my 20th visit to Canada, spread over the course of more than half a century, and my first as sovereign. As I've said before, every time I come to Canada, a little more of Canada seeps into my bloodstream, and from there, straight to my heart. I had the greatest admiration for Canada's unique identity, which is recognized across the world for bravery and sacrifice in defense of national values and for the diversity and kindness of Canadians. To the First Nations, Inuit and Métis peoples, you have welcomed my family and myself to your traditional lands with great warmth and hospitality, for which I am humbly grateful.
I wanted to play that because it's about goddamn time that it was recognized. Again, not so much in the past. And it's important that the monarch recognize unceded territory, truth and reconciliation, and the importance for words and deed.
You speak for your communities, representing an incredible richness of cultures, languages, and perspectives. We owe it to this generation and those who succeed us to think and act for the greater good of all. While the world faces unprecedented challenges, generating uncertainties across the continents with regards to peace and stability, economics and climate change, your communities have the skills and determination to bring a wealth of solutions.
Again, that's a dig at the Orange Blob. He basically talks about Canada's uniqueness, that we are a melting pot, all the things that we should be proud of, and then he goes on to the stuff that the government wants him to say. But he did say this.
The true north is indeed strong and free.
And those applause went on and on and on. And that was the purpose of today. And although it doesn't solve all the problems that we have, I think its goal was to bring this sense of unity, enforce the fact that Canada is an independent nation. And even though we're part of a commonwealth, that's not always a bad thing. Again, we have family in different places. And that as much as someone like the Orange Blob thinks he's king, he's not. You know, with all the people that were invited there, and like Wob was there, I don't know. Were Moe and Smith and Ford there?
Thank you very much, everyone. And before I begin, let me thank my Deputy Leader, Melissa Lanceman. We join today in thanking His Majesty for coming to Canada and delivering the throne speech.
Shut up! Nobody cares what you got to say. Probably could only attend in the nosebleed section.